Welcome back. Today I'm sharing some decluttering motivation as well as 8 tips on how to get motivated to declutter now. If you're new here, my name is Shannon and you can hit the subscribe button to join my channel. Sometimes it can be hard to get into the mood to declutter. So I'm going to show you all different clips of me helping my friends and family declutter, as well as a bunch of decluttering projects that I have done throughout the past few years to keep our home nice and clutter-free. My first tip is to read some books on decluttering, simple living, and minimalism. There are a ton of books out there and they're pretty easy to find. One I love is The Art of Swedish Death Cleaning. I will link that down below and I have a video on that as well. But those type of books can really get you into the decluttering mindset, and they also have a ton of tips and tricks in them on how to get through the decluttering process. You can actually read this whole blog post that I will also link below on all of these decluttering tips, which might give you some more motivation and ideas. My second tip is to watch someone declutter. There are so many videos on YouTube with people decluttering. It can be very motivating to see a before and after clip of someone decluttering, or to see a before and after picture of a home that has been decluttered. Another great reason to watch a motivational decluttering video is it may give you a few tips on different ways to declutter, because I find most people declutter in their own unique way, and that gives me a lot of ideas. And when they're done decluttering, a lot of the time they will organize their home, and sometimes I get some new ideas on how to organize different areas of my house. So definitely motivating decluttering videos is a great way to get motivated yourself. Number 3 is to design your clear, clutter-free space. I like to envision how I want my room that I'm decluttering to look. You can either sketch this out or map out how you want your furniture to go once everything that you don't need anymore is decluttered. Also, finding some pictures online can help to motivate you as well. I know it always does for me. And knowing that once the clutter is gone, it will be easier to decorate and organize everything. Number 4 on my list is to think about how you want to feel in the space that you're decluttering. Most people want to feel calm and inspired, or maybe relaxed. I know when I first started decluttering, as you can see right here, my boys were very young and I felt overwhelmed with all the mess that we had with having young children. So I just decided to downsize, and that made me feel a lot more in control and calm. So I like to just jot down a list of how I want to feel and how I want my space to function. And this can really help to be a motivating factor when it comes to letting go of the items that may be holding you back and cluttering up your life. Number 5 is to just start. And I think this is kind of hard for some people, but start small, get the ball rolling. Once you get going, it is easier to carry on decluttering more and more. I like to just pick a small, easy area in my home, one drawer, or just pick up a few items that I know have been bothering me that I don't want anymore, put them in a bag and take them out to your car or wherever you hold your stuff that you're waiting to donate, and go through what you can when you have the time. And this really does work. Everything in little bite-sized pieces is easier than trying to think of decluttering your whole home as one large project. So as you can see here, we were decluttering my mom's garage, and this was something that we had started way back. She had been decluttering things for months, and then we finally decided to go for it and finish the rest of the project. And if we hadn't done all those little decluttering projects leading up to this, we would have never had this huge transformation. Number 6 on my list is to ask for help decluttering. When all else fails, just ask for some help. This could be a friend. You can get a professional organizer or just someone who loves to declutter. And this will help when you get held up on small little things or sentimental things, and being able to talk through that with somebody else really helps this decluttering process in a lot of ways. And I have helped quite a few of my friends, my parents with some decluttering projects. And I can see why some of them do get hung up. And most of the time it's because it just seems overwhelming to begin with. There's so much to go through. And by having a friend there, they can help you sort through things and move piles in and out of your house or wherever they need to go. And another thing is decluttering with someone else can make the process fun rather than a burden. So that is one reason why I always like to declutter with someone else, because it just lightens the load and makes it a really fun project that we can laugh about as we're going through things. Number 7 on my list is to make some time to declutter. The odds of having a whole week to declutter your entire house is probably going to be very rare for most people. I like to just set aside about 10 to 15 minutes every day when I'm really wanting to declutter and go through what I can during that time. If I run out of time, then I just stop where I am and I pick up the next day when I have that extra time again. It's super surprising how much can be decluttered in just 10 minutes. I have a whole video on that I will link down below. My mom and I timed ourselves to see how much we could declutter out of one of her closets, and we were able to get rid of a huge pile of things. So don't underestimate how much you can actually declutter in a short time. And that is one way to get through your home, is slowly, because there is no race when it comes to decluttering. There's no prize at the end of it except for a nice clutter-free home. So take your time and go through it when you have the time, and don't let that slow you down or stop you from the decluttering process. Number 8 on my list is to let money motivate you. A lot of things that are sitting in your garage or in your closet could possibly be worth something. Think about all the money you could be making by decluttering, and let that be a way to get motivated. There are a lot of apps and ways to sell things super easily. And a lot of stuff, yes, is going to be worth nothing. And probably a lot of things will have to be either recycled or thrown away. But think of even making a few dollars here and there over a big span of time can make you a lot of money in the end. Think you could have a garage sale or a yard sale and let that be a motivating factor. One thing I try to remember is that anything that doesn't sell at my garage sale, I'm going to have picked up by a thrift store or loaded into my car and drop it off at a secondhand store. And that's just one way to make sure everything that you didn't want doesn't end up back in your house. As you can see here, I'm going through all of my bathroom stuff. This was a few years ago, but something that is often overlooked is all of the lotions and potions that we keep in our bathrooms that have maybe expired or we tried out and we bought but never ended up using. So that's something to remember to go through when you have an extra few minutes here and there. And then another thing that I tend to overlook for a very long time was our towels. We would just get more and more, and we would forget to declutter all of the old towels that we didn't need anymore. So here I am finally going through all of our towels, organizing them, and then pulling out the ones that could be given to an animal shelter because they always love to get secondhand towels. And then I always keep a few secondhand towels in our garage for emergency cleanup situations. One benefit of decluttering is knowing everything you have, and it is so much easier to keep everything organized and in an orderly manner. And it's also easier to put things away and clean and tidy in our home. I will make sure I link all of these decluttering, motivating videos down below. But this was a really fun project where my friend asked me to come over and help her declutter. She had been traveling a lot and had moved to a lot of different places, And then she had all these boxes that she hadn't had time to go through. So she had brought them all to the home she was living in currently and just had a ton of stuff to go through and sort through. So we started by picking out a few boxes that were easy to deal with to start out. And we just took everything out of those and laid it out on her bed so we could see everything. And then we started sorting through all of these things. And of course, she had to make these decisions, but by doing it together, it just made it so much easier. In this decluttering clip, I was at my parents' house and we decided to go through and declutter this little shelving unit that is in their garage. My mom had not gone through any of this for years. I would say 20, maybe 30 years of stuff here that had just been pushed to the back. So by pulling everything out, we could see everything that she used all the time, and then the items that were expired or stuff that she didn't ever use and didn't really want to keep anymore. And then we just sorted through all of these items, putting them into piles of to get rid of and to keep. And since she had so much, we decided to start putting back the stuff she wanted to keep just to get it out of the way. And we weren't really organizing at this point. We were just setting it all back on the shelves. And we made sure that all the things that she did decide to get rid of, we put down into a box so she could go through and drop off at one of those collection places for chemicals. And we did that a few weeks later. She was able to fit so many things on here that she had previously stashed other places, so it still looked full, but it was very organized. Here I am helping another one of my friends declutter, and if you've never decluttered with a friend, I would definitely recommend it. It's not only motivating, but it is so much fun. You can laugh through things that might have been irritating if you were decluttering by yourself. And the process does go by faster because you have someone to pull things out and to bounce ideas off of and talk through problem areas or things that you're unsure of. So definitely decluttering with someone else is a huge way to get motivated. Our goal with her room was to get all of the shoes off the floor and up into the closet, and we were able to do it. At the end of this decluttering project, which took a few hours, we had her whole room completely organized with nothing left out on the floor. If you're interested in more decluttering tips and tricks, you can check out my ebook. In just a few minutes, you can implement the strategies I use to declutter every room in my home. And I have that link down below in the description box. I hope these 8 decluttering motivation tips helped you. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button to join my channel and get more decluttering and minimalist inspiration. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.